Hey guys, it's Lauren. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is the Sephora Fantasy Cart Tag, which was created by Emily Noel. I'll have her channel if you haven't checked it out. I'm pretty sure you have. She's great, but I'll have her channel linked down below, as well as the video that she did that created the tag. I've seen so many other creators do this video, and I think these are so interesting. This tag, if you're not quite sure what it is, it's where you go into Sephora and you give yourself an $1,000 budget, and quite a few people that I was seeing, they were putting in like luxury items. But for me, luxury items don't always do it. There's a few luxury items that I put in my cart, but because I wasn't going for such high price tag items, I found that I had to put in a lot to hit that $1,000 threshold. So this video might be a little bit longer, but these are all items that have been on my wish list for a while, and I love seeing what's on other people's wish list. Maybe that's because I'm a little bit nosy. I'm going to try and keep this video as short and sweet as possible, but let's be honest, you guys know I'm a talker, so we'll see if this video actually stays short because there's quite a few things to talk about. I believe I have like 30 items. Not sure if I mentioned that before, but that's today's video. I hope you enjoy it. I would love to hear what would be in your Sephora fantasy cart in the comment section down below. And if you have not done this video and you have a channel, I tag you to do it next. There's not really a rhyme or reason to the order that I'm mentioning these products because every single time that I open my Sephora cart, the products are in a different order. So I don't really know what that's about, so I'm just going to kind of go down the list. But the first product is the NARS Afterglow Lip Balm, which is a $28 lip balm, so it's pretty up there in price. But this is one that when they initially came out, they came out with like one shade and then they came out with a whole range. And when they came out with the range, there were two shades that were calling my name, Dulce Vita and Fast Lane. I love NARS lip products. I love sheer lip products. I mean, this just seems like the perfect product for me. And on top of that, I heard Allie Glines. She's raved about these quite a few times. Same as Nappy Headed Hoba, they both have. So these are products that I'm like really like, there are two shades in this line that I would really want to try if I were to get a higher end lip balm, which is a little bit harder for me to splurge on just because there's so many that are, you know, more reasonably priced that I love. It's a little bit harder for me to bite the bullet on that one, but man, if I had the $1,000 to spend, that would be one of the first things I would get. Now, just so you guys know, all of the products that I'm mentioning in today's video will be linked down below. Any link with an asterisk beside it is an affiliate link as always, and I like to always be transparent about that with you guys. An affiliate link is no extra cost to you, but I do make a commission off of your purchase. I just wanted to make that clear, especially because there are a few products in here that I have tried before, but for the most part, these are products I haven't tried, so whenever I do a video talking about things I haven't tried, I want to make it especially clear. The next product is a mascara that's been on my wish list for quite a while. I feel like I've talked about wanting this for quite a long time. It is the Dior Show Mascara. It's $29.50, and there's something about it. I either heard someone rave about it a long time ago or whatever it may be, but whenever I see people wearing this mascara, their lashes look so full, so voluminous, which is really the reason that I want it. I've never tried it out for myself, so I don't know how well it would work for me, but I do know I love voluminous lashes, and I feel like this would give it to me, so that's why it's on the list. The next product I added was the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. This concealer is $30, which is a little bit up there, especially in comparison to the collection of like really full coverage concealers I have, but it's the reason that I want it because I have so many full coverage concealers that really will do the job, and I love wearing with, you know, even tinted moisturizers, but especially with my more full coverage or medium coverage foundations. But I want something that I can wear on the everyday that really looks super natural, yet like it just doesn't look cakey, but it still covers any dullness that I may have, and I've heard this one is great for that. So it's one that I'm wanting. Although the matte in it kind of scares me, I've never really heard people talk about it being super mattifying, so this is one that I want, but it is kind of up there in price that I've never really been willing to like purchase it with my own money. The next product is one from Charlotte Tilbury, and to be honest, there are quite a few products from Charlotte Tilbury in this video. This first one is the Airbrush Matte Bronzer, and this is a $55 bronzer. This would be, without a doubt, the most expensive bronzer I've ever had. And when it came to like the shade that I wanted to choose, I wasn't sure if I wanted to choose fair because I do like to be nice and bronzed, but although that probably would be the one that was most like fitting for my skin tone, I think that medium might work a little bit better just for me personally because of how, you know, bronzed I like. I like a little bit more color on my face. I've heard really good things about this bronzer, and in addition to that, my favorite setting powder of all time, especially when it comes to pressed setting powders, is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish Pressed Airbrush Powder, or whatever it's called, and that is phenomenal. So I have really high hopes for this. This is a newer product, and I don't know, I could see myself definitely picking this up sometime in the future. There's only, I believe, 2 or 3 hair products in my cart, but the first one's the Amika Soul Food Nourishing Hair Mask, and this is a $28 hair mask, which really is not, it's not really the price that is the reason I just haven't purchased it. It's more so because you don't hear a ton of people raving about it, but this product has really good reviews. It's supposed to be really good for dry, damaged hair, which is absolutely what I have. And from the people that I've heard talk about it, they just absolutely adore it. But I did just get the Briochio Don't Despair Repair Mask, and that mask has been pretty good, but I obviously have a ton of it left, so until I finish that, I don't think that I should pick up a new mask to try out. Another brand you'll see quite a few products from is Kosis, which I tried out one product from, and it's their lip balm, and I did like that, but it wasn't like my favorite lip balm in the entire world. But this product is the Wet Lip Oil Gloss. It's a $27 gloss, and you guys know I love like oily feeling lip products. I don't know why, I'm just really drawn to them. I love the glossy effect they give to my lips and kind of the nourishing feel. And so this is one that I have been drawn towards pretty much ever since it first came out. I would probably get the shade Jellyfish, which they describe as a clear shade. It looks like it has a teeny tiny like pink tint to it, which I don't think I'd mind too much, and this is a product that it's been on my wish list for a while. I do want to try. The next product is one I've tried before. It's the LeaveDrRamp Pores No More Luminizer Primer. It's a $38 primer, so it's pretty up there in price. However, this primer is my favorite, if not one of my top favorite primers I've ever tried. It's just a very good smoothing primer. My makeup sits really nicely on top of it. It helps kind of extend the wear time of my makeup. I feel like it helps my skin to be overall just nice and smooth. I feel like there are a few skincare benefits, and on top of that, it gives this really pretty like lit from within kind of look. It's just really nice. And you know, I have so many luminizing primers, and I also have quite a few in this cart as well, and I always like trying something new. Unless it's like my holy grail foundation, I very rarely repurchase a product. I like to just move on to something new, you know, try something else out, because maybe I'll like that even more. I'm always on the hunt for like one step better. So if I was given the opportunity to buy as much as I want like this, it would definitely be going in the cart. This next product I feel like I always have in my cart, but it never quite makes the cut when it comes to actually purchasing, you know, like making an order or even like purchasing a product in store. There's always something that like holds me back. But this is the Laura Mercier Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder. It's a $39 powder, so I think the price has a little bit something to do with it, but this powder I would use as more of a finishing powder, not necessarily like an under eye powder, because it does have a little bit of like a sheen to it, which I think is pretty. I don't like my skin to be completely matte, but sometimes I do need to set down my products, and I think this would be kind of a good middle ground between those two things, which is why I wanted it for so long, and it's in my cart. The next product is another one from Kosis. It's the Color and Light Pressed Powder Blush and Highlighter Duo. This is $34, and the shade that I have is Longitude 0. This I didn't initially think was a powder product, because I've heard a lot of people describe it as more of like a cream consistency, but I'm personally okay with that because I really like products that are kind of a hybrid between a powder and a cream. Like the ColourPop Super Shock Highlighter and Blush, those are two of my favorite kind of cream to powder products, and that's just something that I'm into. But this shade in particular, I've seen quite a few creators use on, you know, their face, and I really like the way that it turns out. It just kind of has like a very natural yet still kind of amplified look to their makeup, which is something that I've been pretty digging, like the no makeup look. This I feel like would be perfect for that type of thing. The next product is the Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder. This is a loose setting powder that's $33, and I would get it in the universal shade, although I don't think this is like truly a universal shade, but I do think this one would complement, you know, my skin tone. And to be honest, I don't know. The reason that I threw this in there is I have had this on my wish list for quite a while, but I was getting near the end of like adding products to my cart, and I realized I had about $30 more left to spend, and I knew this would kind of, you know, make the threshold of the $1,000. And on top of that, I knew that I didn't have like I don't think I had another loose setting powder, so I thought, why not throw this one in there just to kind of round it all out. Another primer I've tried before is the Fenty Pro Filter Hydrating Primer. This one is $32, so a little bit more reasonably priced than the LeaveDrRamp one. It's another like hydrating, just feel good primer. This one I used all the time this fall, and I absolutely loved it. I almost picked up another one a few days ago, but then I was like, no, you need to finish what you have, like finish what you have. You have plenty of primers and ones that are suitable for your skin type. But this is one that I absolutely adored. It's really up there as one of my favorite primers. I know I said that about the LeaveDrRamp one, but this one is very high quality as well. I love the way my makeup sits on top of it. I love the way that my skin feels. It's just very nourishing and soothing. So this is definitely one that I would get if I had, you know, $1,000 to spend. The next product is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Blurring Powder Foundation. I would get mine in the shade Y225 Marble, which is the one that I had in the Invisible Cover HD foundation, I believe is what it's called. But this is a $38 powder, so it is a little little bit up there in price, but man, back when stores were open, when I swatched this in the store, it looked beautiful on my skin. I like put it over, I believe it was either a concealer or foundation, and it just really smoothed it out, made it look really flawless, kind of like what my Charlotte Tilbury one does. That is a $45 powder. So I knew that I don't need this, but I've heard people rave about it. I mean, Kathleen Lights, Ally Glines, like the way that it looks on top of their foundation is beautiful. And I know a lot of people can like use it as like a powder foundation, just like as a replacement for your liquid foundation, and that's something that I don't really do a lot. I used to, but I don't really do a lot, and I would love to dabble in that again, and I think this would be the perfect product. Next, we have another hair product, and this is one that realistically I've never wanted to bite the bullet for because it is so pricey, and I do have heat protectors that I like, but this is the IGK Good Behavior Spirulina Protein Anti-Frizz Smoothing Spray. It's a $32 product, and this is essentially a heat protectant for your hair, but it's meant for people who have like curly or wavy hair and also frizzy hair, and I have wavy hair that I'm constantly straightening, and it's supposed to be, you know, used before applying heat to get really smooth results with your hair that's anti-frizz, and it gives the results of like a keratin is what it says. And I do pretty much get a keratin once a year. It's kind of like my splurge on my hair, and this is a product that if it would mimic kind of the effects of that would be incredible. It would be totally worth the money, but I just have been a little nervous when it comes to actually, you know, purchasing the product just because it is a little bit pricey and I'm not always willing to splurge when it comes to my hair. Next is the Lancome Monsur Big Mascara. It's a $25 product, and this mascara is one I have tried before. I really went through it like multiple times and then I just kind of got away from it and never went back, but it's such a good mascara. I love a lot of the Lancome ones, but this is one that stands out in my memory as just, I mean, it's a mascara that I would get compliments on all the time. It's a really like full but also lengthening and volumizing and just kind of curling mascara. It has pretty much everything I want a mascara to do in one, so this is one that I would definitely get again. I mean, I probably will end up getting it again, but at the $25 price point, it's a little steep because I do have drugstore ones that I like, but I assure you, if I had $1,000, it would totally be going in the cart. Next up is another Fenty product. This is the Snap Shadows Mix and Match eyeshadow palette. I would get it in the shade Smoky. These did not get very good reviews, like at all, but for some reason, I am so drawn towards these palettes, specifically this color scheme. I talked about it in my Fenty Purchaser Pass. If you haven't seen that, I'll have it linked down below. Well, shameless self-promo, but this palette looks totally up my alley as like a cool neutrals palette. I'm a little hesitant just because it hasn't gotten such good reviews, but it's always worth giving a shot. So the next product is one of the Fenty Gloss Bombs, and the shade in particular is Fussy. It's $19, and I actually have the shade Fenty Glow as well as the one that I have on right now, which is Sweet Mouth, and I love both of them. I don't know, the smell of them, I know people talk about it a lot, but I love it. It reminds me of like watermelon smackers or like strawberry smackers, one of the two. It has just this really nostalgic scent, and on top of that, it's very comfortable and it gives this really nice plump looking effect to the lips without having like a tingling effect or, you know, any of the kind of more negative feelings that can be associated with lip plumpers. So this is a product that I love, and I would love to get that shade Fussy in my hands because I've been wanting it pretty much since that shade came out, and I love whenever I see it on other people, it looks great, so that is why it's in the cart. Next product is the Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury. This is one I hear so many people talking about it. I feel like it's recently gotten a lot of hype. I know Smoky Glow, Hannah, she really likes it. I'm pretty sure now Beheaded Hobo has talked about that as well. Quite a few creators I've heard really enjoying this product, and essentially, the way that I understand it is you can use it as like an illuminating primer that you can, you know, use underneath your foundation, or you can use it over top of foundation as kind of like a cream illuminator or a liquid illuminator. And I would probably use it like not at the same time, like not in conjunction, use it both ways, but maybe some days I would use it underneath my foundation and some days I would use it over top. I feel like it's a very versatile product that looks so pretty on other people's skin. I don't know, I really want it. It's another Charlotte Tilbury product that's just calling my name. Speaking of Charlotte Tilbury products that are calling my name, the next item is the Luxury Eyeshadow Palette in Pillow Talk. This is one Jessica Braun talks about all the time. She's hit pan on quite a few of the shades. It's one of these products that she just talks about over and over again, and I love pinky, peachy eye looks. I think they're so pretty, and this is basically that in a palette, and I know it is expensive at $53, but man, the shades look great. I think I get use out of, you know, all 4 of them, and I don't know, something about it gets me really excited but at $53 for 4 shades, I'm a little hesitant. The next product is also from Fenty. It's another one of their lip products, but this is a newer one. It's the Fenty Slip Shine Sheer Shiny Lipstick. The name is quite the tongue twister. It's pretty long, but the shade I would get is Retro Rose. You guys knew it, a rosy colored sheer lip product. So up my alley. I really haven't heard a ton of people talking about these, and I think it's because, I don't really know what it's because of, but this is something that I really, really, really want. Like I said, I love Fenty lip products. Sheer lip products are so for me, and it's $22, which I think is reasonably priced. Next product is one that I do have experience with. I've tried before. I know I like it. It's the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. The thing with this one is it's $22, and I have plenty. Like, I have brow gels that I've tried out from the drugstore that I like just as much. I like my Bobbi Brown one that I'm using up. I don't need a specific clear brow gel. Like, they pretty much for me all work the same. I don't have a lot of, you know, needs when it comes to them, so it's hard for me to constitute spending $22 on a clear brow gel, but this has been the most enjoyable one for some reason that I've ever found using. So, like I said, if I could spend as much as I could, or if I could spend any amount, this would definitely be something I would get. Next up, you guessed it, it's another sheer lip balm. It is the Dior Lip Glow, and this is a $34 lip balm, which is so hard for me to justify, but the shade Rosewood is, it looks so pretty, and I've heard so many people rave, not specifically about that shade, but about other shades in this Dior Lip Glow Balm, whatever it is, line, and it's definitely captivating. It definitely draws me in. I'm tempted to say the least, and I have been for so long. So the next product is one inspired by my love of the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. That in Mont Blanc is like the perfect foundation for me. It's full coverage, it's just perfect. But this is the Sheer Glow foundation from NARS. It's $47. I would also get the shade Mont Blanc. And this foundation, I've heard it get very mixed reviews. It's been out for quite a while, and people either love it or they hate it. And it seems like a lot of the people with my skin type and my preferences seem to really enjoy it. And I think it's a no-brainer that, you know, it's the NARS it's NARS formula foundation, but it's like glowy, and I love glowy recently, so it's something that I'm very drawn towards, and I almost got it one time. But $47 for a foundation, and this one does not come with a pump, and I really like pumps. Like, it just helps, like, I don't know, it makes things so much cleaner and easier to use, and the fact that this doesn't, and you'd have to pay separately for a pump, is kind of a big downside for me for some reason. But I realized if the $47 was covered by the $1,000, I would be okay, you know, going on my own and spending, like, what is it, like $6 for the pump. It makes it a little bit more reasonable. The next product is the Clinique Uplighting Illuminating Powder. This recommendation was from Allie Glides, and ever since she talked about it, she said you can, you know, put it in one area and use it kind of concentrated, where you can really build it up and get kind of a more intense luminous look, or you can use it as like a setting powder all over the face and kind of just have an all over glow, which both of those ways I would use this product. And it's $28.50, which isn't the worst for a highlighter or even a setting powder. And it's just one that I feel like I would get a lot of use out of, and I have had it on my wish list for quite a while, and I could see myself at one point eventually, you know, purchasing this for real. This product is definitely a splurgy product that I could never see myself purchasing in real life. It's from Lila B. It's the Glisten and Glow Skin Illuminator for $60 in the shade B Enchanting. And the thing with this is, I can't remember, I was in some department store kind of looking around for like clothes or something, and I found the stand with Lila B. And man, you guys, this highlighter was so pretty. And the compact was like so, I know everyone talks about this with Lila B, but it was so like heavy and I don't know, just glamorous. Like, there's something about it that has like that captivating feel that you get when you touch like a lot of like luxury products or when you're using a luxury product. And this would be one that if I had all the money in the world, I would splurge on. But in this life, I don't think I could ever see myself purchasing this product. But if I had $1,000, why not spend it on a $60 highlighter? So another thing I can't get enough of is like glittery top coats for the eyelids, and this is one of the first ones I feel like really came out that was like in a single, and this is the Natasha Tanana Crema Crystal top coat, and the shade in particular is Nude. It retails for $28, and this I've had on my wish list for so long. I was looking at my loves list, and I didn't know that it would tell you this, but it does. It tells you when you added a product to the list. It's been on there since like 2016 or 2017. I mean, that is a long time, and I don't know why I haven't actually like gotten around to purchasing it. It feels like something that I could still at this point really get in real life, because it's around the price point of like the Hourglass and the Tarte ones that I love. And this shade in particular is a shade that I wear all the time. So I don't know why I haven't actually purchased it yet, but this is one I really have been wanting for so long, and I would definitely get it in my fantasy cart. Next is the Olaplex number 6 Bond Smoother Reparative Styling Cream. It's $28. This one I almost bought the other night. I was in like a thing because I just have not been loving my hair recently. Like, it just feels really dead and dry and damaged, and I don't know, I've been on the hunt for something. And it was so crazy because I heard Smokey Glow Hannah, she talked about it in her video. Then I heard, I think it was Jaclyn Hill or someone talk about it in their video. And I was like, should I get this? So many people are talking about it, and it's like a reparative cream that you put in after you wash your hair, and it's supposed to, like, the way that Hannah described it is she said that, you know, when she puts it in her hair, it like helps it to be so much less frizzy, like almost instantly. Like, it feels so much more smoother as soon as she puts it in, and when it dries, it just, and she doesn't like blow dry her hair, and I really don't blow dry my hair very often either, and she says it just like makes her hair look so good. And I'm like, okay, that's enough for me to be convinced. And I almost purchased it, and then I was like, but Lauren, do you need it? And the answer is no. I really don't need it, but I really want it. Anyway, long story short, it may be coming. I may be purchasing it soon, but for right now, it's definitely in the fantasy cart. Okay, the next product is a primer. There's quite a few primers in here, and they're all kind of like similar hydrating or illuminating primers or glowy primers, but this is the Tarte Quench Hydrating Primer. It's $32, and I would have never like thought that this would be something that would be like up my alley, but I tried this in a sample size a while back. I got it as like, I don't even think it was a point perk. I think it was like a promo thing. And I adored it. Like, not as much as I love my other ones, but I only used it like maybe 2 or 3 times. And it just drew me in. I was like, I want this. And so if I ever, you know, this is a primer that is on my wish list, to say the least. So when I almost placed that order for the Olaplex hair cream, I almost got this product too. It's the Laneige Glowy Makeup Serum. It's $32. And this is one, I don't know what it is. As soon as it came out, I knew this would be a product that I would enjoy. I believe I talked about it in a, what is it called, like new makeup release video that I did. I think it was like April's or something, but this just seemed like the perfect product for me. It's hydrating, it's illuminate, like it just seems so perfect for me. And there are quite a few Laneige products that I've tried that I've enjoyed as far as like these skin goes. So I thought, why not like try this one out? I'm gonna need a new primer soon because my favorite one, the RCA Illuminating Primer, is about to be out, and I'm about to go to college and I don't want to get there and then have to order one then. So I'm trying to figure out which illuminating primer I want to either repurchase or purchase a new one of. And I almost got this one the other night. Long story short, again, I still could. This could definitely be a new item in my collection very soon. We'll see. So speaking of the hunt for the, you know, new primer that I would use all the time, this is the First Aid Beauty Hello Fab Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. If you've been around on my channel for a while, you know this used to be one of my all-time favorites. I went through it like 2 or 3 times. It's a $29 primer, so it's, you know, pretty much up there on par with the rest of the products. And this one I know my skin likes. I really, like, my skin just loves this. And in addition to that, my makeup applies so pretty on top of it. It just gives this nice glow, but not too much of a glow. And it's definitely up there and one of my favorites that I've ever tried. But the only downside to it, you get a lot of product in it. And the packaging is pretty nice. When you get near the end, though, it gets really hard to get any product that's like at the bottom out. That's not the biggest thing in the world though, because you get 1.7 ounces, which is quite a bit, way more than the standard size primer would come with. But the problem with this is the smell. It's not terrible, but it is coconut, and I don't love coconut scented things, which really and truly is the reason that I probably wouldn't get this again, but I kind of want to because I like it so much. We'll just have to see. Now, the last product is the Huda Beauty Nude Obsessions eyeshadow palette in the shade Nude Light. This palette is $29, and I've just been really into smaller palettes recently, if you can't tell from the ones in this video. I really want a cool tone palette, but this one is like a pinky, like light pink palette, which I kind of mentioned earlier. I've really been into the peachy, the pinky, the lilac-y shades on the lids. I just think they suit my blue eyes really nicely, and I love working with these shades, and there's quite a few shades in this palette that I think I get a lot of use out of. However, I haven't actually purchased it in real life because there are also a few shades that I don't think I would really ever use in it. But again, in my fantasy world, I'd obviously add it to the cart. So those are the $1,000 or $1,001 worth of products that I would get if I had $1,000 to spend at Sephora. If you guys had $1,000 to spend, please let me know in the comments down below what you would get. And if you have a channel, I tag you to do this video on your channel. It was really fun for me, so I hope you guys enjoyed, you know, watching this as much as I enjoyed making it. If you want me to see if you want me to see. If you want to see me do more tag videos in the future, definitely give this one a thumbs up so I can kind of gauge the interest and know what to do in the future. But if you're new here and you haven't already subscribed and you would like to stick around, I'd really appreciate if you would do so. And if you want to be notified whenever I upload in the future, definitely click the bell icon that is next to the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, especially when it's a longer video. I really do appreciate it, and I hope that you guys know how much I appreciate your support. But with that being said, I hope you have a great couple of days until my next video goes live, and I will see you when it does. Bye guys!